Hello and welcome to Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John and we are here in Palermo, Punta Reza, or Racy, in Palermo International Airport. So Virtual Flight Diaries has gone to Italy. I haven't done very much European flying, so I thought a nice Mediterranean start. So Palermo to Pisa. I picked Pisa because it looked like the approach that we'll be doing it would look pretty cool. We're actually going to be going through, descending down into a small valley as we approach the runway. So that's why I picked the flight. So we are with ITA Airlines, or ITA Airways. The company ITA Airways took over for Alitalia, which went bankrupt in 2020. So they are a newer airline taking over the fleet. They fly a lot of A319s. I wanted to do an A321, but they only do the Neo. So that was I don't have the Neo, and I couldn't find a livery for it. So for the Fenix A321, so we couldn't even fake it. But let's get started. So I have something different going on today. I have a so in cruise, I want to do a aviation trivia, which will you guys will be able to answer the questions via the chat, and we'll see how it works. So we're on VATSIM, although there's no ATC on, unfortunately. Because of my late stream. It's around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning in Italy. So alright, so let's get loaded up here. Let's see here. We'll get the jetway on. I got the scenery for both Palermo and Pisa off of Microsoft Marketplace. So if we get up in the cruise, so the quiz or the trivia game is going to be 15 questions, and the program I'm using supposedly reads the chat, so it's multiple choice. It'll be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can put that number in the chat and it'll read it and keep track of you guys and see who the winner is. The winner of the trivia gets bragging rights this round. So I don't know, see how it works. We'll see what's going to happen in the future, but I definitely think it'll be something cool to do in cruise, which kind of seems to drag, right? So let's see. Let's get the aircraft loaded up.
Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Seems like the jetway has clipped into the cockpit, but it's alright. Alright, so let's get the flight plan in. We are Ataro 676. So ITY 676. Cost index of 25. And we're going to be cruising at 340.
Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
So I'm using real ACARs for our ACAR system. And cabby for our cabin announcements. Real cool thing about the AI cabin announcements is I can actually have the cabin announcements in both English and Italian. And I believe the AI voice that has captured my persona, you'll hear me say the captain brief in Italian as well, even though I do not speak Italian. So that's our initial load sheet, not given by real ACARs. So real ACARs comes up as telex. So one of the things with real ACARs is it doesn't shut off Fenix's built-in ACAR system. So we'll get both. I'm also using a tablet for the FMC, so I want to try something new there too. So let's get passengers loaded as well while we're waiting. So we have the no smoking, our seatbelt sign is off, so we can request boarding.
Requested.
So crew oxygen supply on, ground control on, CVR test. That's good.
Do you want
Turn on the INS. Yeah, everybody's on board. So let's do some fire tests. So APU fire test. Engine 1 fire test. Engine 2 fire test. Fuel pumps could come on. Actually, we're refueling, so let's not do that.
Boarding started.
And nav logo, strobe on auto. Look good. So passengers.
Boarding pass, please.
I'm wondering if this got fixed. I was having some trouble with it. You should see the passengers filling up the cabin.
This way.
Hey, how about that? It's fixed.
Welcome on board. This way.
So while that's going on, let's look at our departure. Actually,
May I see your boarding
let's
pass?
set up the flight plan for our departure. Look at that, see what we're doing.
Welcome on board. Welcome on board.
Pull up our flight plan on Navigraph. So the Capel 7 Alpha departure. So let's see, departure. We are going 25. Cappy 7 Alpha. And there's no transitions.
Good evening.
So our route, I extend it just a little bit so we have time to do our trivia game when we're in cruise. We're taking us out over the Tyrrhenian Sea to Sardinia, up the Sardinia coast, up Corsica coast, and then over to Pisa. Now the normal route for this flight is usually just a straight up from Palermo to Pisa.
Hello.
I got from FR24.
Hello.
So we're going to be landing the RNAV 22 left. We're not going to be using a star, but we will be using a VIA. And it'll be via the Pisa VOR.
Welcome on board.
So we can set that up because when we reach Pisa, we'll be at 5,000 feet. And then it kind of does a box pattern. So we'll go over that.
Good evening. Hello.
Alright, so Navigraph. Departures.
Boarding pass, please. This way.
So this is the departure we're using.
This way.
So
Welcome
we're going
on
to take off runway 25, climb out. We have to be above 5,000 feet at
Good evening.
CJ 603. And then Susa. And be above flight level 9,000 at Capel. And then from here, we'll head out to our route over the sea. So should be pretty cool. There's
Welcome on board.
some interesting mountain scenery in Palermo. The prominent one is this huge mountain. So I was wondering that Sicily actually has a lot of volcanoes, and there's another airport that has the arrival goes right past one of the volcanoes. Probably in this little tour of Italy that I'm going to be doing, we're probably going to hit that airport. Some really cool sceneries for Europe.
This way, please.
Alright, so let's see if there's any continuing our departure brief.
Boarding pass, please.
See, I wonder, so this is for runway 20.
Boarding
I
pass,
wonder
please.
see, I got, you know what? I have the wrong one. Let's see if we can find this, the Capel 7.
Good evening.
There it is. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so let's do a proper brief here. So runway 25. We're gonna go on a runway heading till 2-mile DME, and then I'm gonna do a right turn, and then we'll intercept the 281 radial out to
This way.
Capil via Lewis, or yeah, via Lewis and Kieran.
Hello.
So this will be our departure right here. Okay. Close-in obstacles. Runway 25 has none. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet.
Hello.
So no ATC means no ATIS. So I'm going to just
Hello.
auto set the barrow.
Hello. Boarding pass, please.
So it doesn't look like there's anything too intense with this. One thing I'm going to try to do is, and I haven't done a lot of it, is I'm going to hand fly this departure just to get a feel of it. I was doing some hand flying with the plane the other day, and it hand flies really nice. So, all right.
Good evening.
So baggage is loaded, fuel is on board. So we'll get that seatbelt sign on. See our passengers loading up.
Good evening.
Alright, so let's go through. So this is set. I'm going to stand by on our init page for our final loading. And let's see what else we got here.
Welcome on board.
Now let's get the winds in.
Hello. This way.
Alright, wind requests are in. There's our descent winds.
Hello.
Climb out winds to our flight level 340, so we're looking at 269 at 45. So we're gonna have a tailwind, well, quartering tailwind. Well, I hope we aren't going too fast. Try to get the trivia game in. Looks like I'm gonna have to start doing some longer flights if I'm gonna be doing some cruise stuff. All right.
Hello.
What is the IFR transponder code for Europe?
This way.
Let's see if I can look that up.
Hello. Hello.
The transponder code for non-controlled IFR is 2000, which is a standard ICAO. However, in some parts of Europe, 7000 is used for this purpose as well. Huh. Geez, which one do I use then?
Boarding pass, please. Hello.
It's 1200 US. It's a VFR.
Hello.
7000 is the VFR squawk code, so it's Let's put 2,000 in. I don't think I'm going to encounter any problems.
Good evening. Good evening.
So let's see, we got to be above 9,000. So let's do.
Hello.
It's for 14,000 for our initial climb out, and then we'll go from there. We'll go to flight level 340 once we clear the airspace.
Welcome on board. Good evening. Welcome on board.
So I have live weather on, although I do not have live time
Hello.
because it would be dark. And
This way.
night flying is just not great for streams, especially if you want to look at some scenery. Let's make sure we got plenty of light. That should be a nice late afternoon. Let's see where we're at. So cargo's all loaded up. So it looks like the ground crews are already done. So let's oh, cool. So we got our aircraft loaded. Let's send that to the MCDU. All our passengers are on board. Got a full boat today. All right, doors closed and locked. So then we just need our performance calculation and we can get going. So we're taking off runway 25, conditions are dry. Let's do packs on. Oh, one last thing's in the chat. Hey, how's it going? 150 passengers, all loaded up. Thank you. We'll be departing in 5 minutes. Speaking of that, let's get some cabin announcements on. So we get to got English and Italian. All right, so let's packs on. You know what I think we should do? I think we should do a juicy toga takeoff. I think we're gonna force toga, yes. Packs off toga takeoff because, you know, why not max power? And calculate. That's good. Let's send it to our MCDU. Trim up 0.1.2. All right. Once we get our cabin announcements going, we'll depart. There you go. Oh no. Alright, just getting the accidentally double clicked it and shut cabby off. So alright, so let's see here. We're gonna call the ground crew for our pushback. Got our departure up. Palermo traffic. Ataro 676 pushing back gate 211. Palermo. So runway 25, we're going to be doing, our taxi route's going to be Hotel Tango Alpha. Runway 25. Alright, that's all connected up.
Hello, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard on this ITA flight from Palermo to Pisa. We are currently preparing for departure and we will be taking off shortly. Thank you for choosing to fly with us today. Vi parla il comandante. Benvenuti a bordo di questo volo ITA da Palermo a Pisa. Stiamo ultimando le procedure di partenza e presto inizieremo a rullare. Vi ringraziamo per averci scelto.
Well, last thing, dude. What, me speaking Italian?
Hello and welcome aboard. My name is Jennifer and I am the cabin crew member on this flight. As you could hear from our captain, we are currently preparing for departure and we
Is
will
an
be taking
AI
off
crazy?
shortly. Please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened and your seat back and tray table are in the upright position. Please turn off all personal electronic devices, including laptops and cell phones. Smoking is prohibited for the duration of the flight. If you have any questions or need assistance, please don't hesitate to ask me or one of my colleagues. Signore e signori, vi do il benvenuto a bordo. Mi chiamo Jennifer e sono il membro dell'equipaggio di cabina di questo volo. Come avete potuto sentire dal comandante, al momento ci stiamo preparando per la partenza e decolleremo a breve. Assicurati che la cintura di sicurezza sia allacciata e che lo schienale e il tavolino siano in posizione verticale. Si prega di spegnere tutti i dispositivi elettronici personali, inclusi laptop e telefoni cellulari. È vietato fumare per tutta la durata del volo. Se hai domande o hai bisogno di assistenza, non esitare a chiedere a me o a uno dei miei colleghi. Grazie.
Alright, so let's get the APU fired up.
We are ready for pushback.
Get that APU sound.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear.
Let's make sure our ground services are clear. Yep. Continue push back. So we are going to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
All right. Turn at engine 1. I don't know how many people have actually flown on an airliner before, but it sounds just like this. Good start on 1. Turn in engine 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the crew members
Of course,
as
she
we
would
review
talk
the
over the
emergency
engine startup.
procedures. There are 6
Parking
emergency
brakes.
exits on this aircraft. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you. Note that the nearest exit may be behind you. Should the cabin experience sudden pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from the cabin crew.
I bet it does sound
Oxygen
amazing
masks
on
will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask
surround
over your
sound.
mouth and nose like this. Pull the strap to tighten it. If you are traveling with children, make sure that your own mask is on first before helping your children. In the unlikely event of
Like I
an
said, I
emergency
really need to get a
landing and
surround sound
evacuation,
system for this
leave your
computer
carry-on items
with
behind.
a
Life rafts are located
chair
below your seats,
rumbler.
and emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit. We ask that you make sure that all carry-on luggage is stowed away safely during the flight. While we wait for takeoff,
Takeoff
please
should
take
be-
a moment
should
to
be,
review the safety data card
oh.
in the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you for your attention.
Turn on the fuel pumps.
Signore e signori, vi invitiamo a rivolgere la vostra attenzione ai membri dell'equipaggio che vi illustrano le procedure di emergenza. Ci sono 6 uscite di
Alright, that's 2
emergenza
good
su questo aereo.
starts.
Individuate quella più vicina a voi. Tenete presente che l'uscita più vicina potrebbe essere dietro di voi. Nel caso di
So we
un'improvvisa
got a company
perdita di
message.
pressione,
Let's see.
mantenete la calma e ascoltare le istruzioni dell'equipaggio
So
di
our
cabina.
load sheet. We
Le
got
maschere di ossigeno cadranno da sopra di voi. Mettete la maschera coprendo naso e bocca. Tirate la cinghia per
150
stringerla.
passengers plus
Se viaggiate con
5
bambini,
children
assicuratevi di
sitting on
indossare
people's laps.
correttamente la vostra
That's what that
maschera
5
prima
is.
di aiutarli. Nell'improbabile caso di atterraggio ed evacuazione di emergenza, lasciate a bordo il bagaglio a mano. I giubbotti
It doesn't look like
salvagente si trovano
real
sotto il
A-Cars
sedile
is actually
e
working. I
l'illuminazione di
don't know.
emergenza vi condurrà all'uscita più vicina.
It was free.
Accertatevi che i bagagli a mano siano riposti in modo sicuro durante
Alright,
il
flight
volo.
plan is
In
in.
attesa del decollo vi invitiamo a leggere la
Takeoff data
scheda con le norme di
set.
sicurezza posta
So we're
nella
up
tasca del sedile di fronte.
1.2.
Grazie per l'attenzione.
1, 2. Alright, taxi lights come on. Get situated on my rudder pedals. Alright.
Waiting for your confirmation for good engine start.
Confirm a good
Cockpit
start.
to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So do flight control check. So let's see, which one is it? Flight controls. Ready, full left. Full
Unlocking
right.
gear.
Neutral. Full forward. Full back. Neutral. Rudders. Full right. Where's my chair wants to slide. Full left.
Tow
Neutral.
truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, flaps 1. We're on mode C. Max brake, and we'll turn the clock on. And we'll test the configuration. Good. Predictive wind shear could come on, and weather radar. Alright, we are set for taxi. Palermo traffic, Ataro 676, taxiing to runway 25 via Hotel Tango Alpha, Palermo. Parking brake off. Brake check. Kind of heavy. One thing I can do is I can shut the APU off. They're actually parking stands, I think. Yep, I'm getting all backtracked here. This is Taxiway Hotel. Hotel Tango. are very heavy. Well, not too heavy. The A319 brand new is $89 million. And for the bargain price of $40, we get to fly it in a flight simulator. So just a note, the simulation that I'm using was tested by another YouTuber that I like to watch a lot, V1 Simulations, and he is a real-world Airbus captain, and he took down some data from one of his real flights and did a live stream comparing the data from his real-world flight with the simulator, and it was so close that we're talking decimal points difference between this simulation and the real world airplane. Alright, so landing lights could come on, strobe lights. We are in Europe, so no wing lights. Go landing there. And we are doing a PAX off takeoff, because we're going toga full power. Alright. Palermo traffic, Ataro 676, departing runway 25 on the Capi 7 Alpha departure, capital transition, Palermo. Alright guys, let's get going. So for $40, we're getting a crazy real-world simulation of this plane.
Cabin crew, prepare for takeoff.
Which I think is insane. So other than the feel that the controls would actually have in real flight, all the systems are modeled perfectly. Let's get a good landing gear view. Power up here. Listen to them come up. Knots, check. Let's pay attention, keep center line. This is where it would help to actually have a first officer calling out the speed so I can actually keep looking down the runway. Alright, there's V1, rotate. Pause the brake, gear up. Yeah. Alright, climb power. Let's accelerate. Just hand flyer here for a little bit. start following the flight director. So I'm just kind of keeping those crosshairs in the center. Airbus really makes it nice and easy for that. So let's do a turn, bring that crosshair back into the center. So that's called following the flight director. So there's S speed, so we'll bring the flaps in. Packs can come back on. Pack 1. Wait 10 seconds. Also would help to have a first officer push the packs on for me while I fly. Alright, pack 2 can come on. Packs are on. Mountainous terrain of Palermo, Sicily. So let's Palermo traffic, Atero 676, just departed runway 25 right on the Kepi 7 Alpha departure. Last call, Palermo. Alright, so let's continue to accelerate a little bit here. So we can set standard because we're above 5,000. Let's get back on course. It's hard to do all this stuff and hand fly this plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated while we climb to our cruising altitude. We will be starting our in-flight service shortly. You can find our sky menu in the seat pocket in front of you. Stiamo ora salendo alla nostra quota di crociera. A breve inizieremo il nostro servizio a bordo. Potete consultare il menu nella tasca del sedile di fronte.
All right. Autopilot on. Climbing through 10,000, so we'll kill the landing lights. And we're cleared to flight level 340. Seems like pretty smooth air, so we'll get the cabin open. Let's see here. Ground spoilers off, flaps up. Gear up after takeoff checklist complete. Out along the Sicilian coast.
As you can see, the seatbelt sign has
We'll
been
be
turned
heading
on.
to
You may now move around the
Sardinia.
cabin, but we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened while seated in case of unexpected turbulence. Come
And then head
potete
up
vedere, il segnale della cintura di sicurezza è
Sardinia
stato spento.
and Corsica.
Ora potete muovervi
And then we'll come
all'interno
back
della
in.
cabina, ma vi consigliamo di tenere la cintura di sicurezza allacciata mentre siete seduti, in caso di turbolenze impreviste.
What's that warning? Brakes are hot. Why would the brakes be hot if we never use them? That's a bug. on the rollout, I never even touched the brakes. So. And we certainly are not alright, let's see if we can clear this action cam. So if performance permits, max speed 250, and then lower the gear. Okay, so let's slow down to 250. So what it wants us to do is drop our gear and use the wind outside
Ladies
the
and gentlemen,
aircraft
we are now
to
starting our in-flight service. We'd like to remind you that we accept
cool
card
the
payments
brakes.
as well as cash. You can find our Sky menu in the seat
So
pocket.
technically, if the brakes
Please
were
remain
hot,
seated while we serve you. If you
350
need anything,
Celsius,
please don't hesitate to
you
ask one
could
of our
actually
cabin
start a
crew
fire in
members.
the wheel wells.
Thank you. Stiamo iniziando il nostro servizio di
Since
volo.
failures are
Ci teniamo
simulated,
a ricordarti
we
che
want to
accettiamo
make
pagamenti
sure
sia
that
con
we
carta che
don't.
in contanti. Puoi trovare il nostro menù nella tasca del sedile di fronte a te. Prego, vogliate rimanete
We don't
seduti
have a
mentre vi
simulated
serviamo. Se avete
wheel
bisogno di
fire.
qualcosa, non esitate a chiedere a uno dei membri
Alright, so
dell'equipaggio di
there's
cabina.
250, so let's
Grazie.
drop the gear. Gears down. So one last thing is I rewatched the Lucla Hilo flight yesterday. If you learn planes, does Hilos come easy or is it something that's different to learn? It is very different to learn. It is a whole different set of skills. Wind blowing past these wheels they should be dropping a little faster, I think. Problem is with the gear down, we are burning fuel. Go. So we got to slow down to 220. So brake out. Once we get to 220, we can then bring the gear back up. Well, at least we simulated a hot brake on takeoff. Close enough for government work. Gear up. Gear up. get back up to our cruise speed. Well, we bought some time for our trivia game. So yeah, so the flight characteristics of a helicopter are, like I said, way different than an airplane. Because not only do you have the up and down, you have to manage the counter torque that the main rotor does. So the helicopter wants to naturally spin around in a circle. So you have to use your feet and your hands all the time. Like right now, of course, I have the autopilot on, but even after takeoff with this plane and its fly-by-wire system, I took my feet off the rudder pedals. It's not needed. And even in even a Cessna, you could technically turn the plane without the rudder pedals, although you'd slide through the air. But with a helicopter, if you didn't use the rudder pedals constantly, you would be going around in circles. That's when you see the pictures of the helicopter spinning around and around as it's coming down, crashing, when it has a tail rotor failure. Because there's nothing there to counter it. See that a lot with military helicopters that have been shot in the tail. They lose their anti-torque and it just starts to spin in. Alright, so we look good on the brakes. It's just and we're back up to cruise speed. Yeah, one last thing, no problem. So I've been doing some more time in the UH-1 Huey. So sometime in the near future, I'm going to do I'm gonna live stream the Huey. I might do a military Mondays live stream with the UH-1 Huey. We'll go over into Vietnam with that. So let me see here. Lights are off, seatbelt signs are off, packs are on. I'll tell you what, there's a lot going on trying to hand fly this thing without a first officer. Get real easy when you're in autopilot. Alright, so progress page. 340, optimum is 360. We're going to maintain 340 though. Max is 390, so we're not that heavy. So the trivia game, for those that want to participate, you have to answer in the chat. You just put it'll be multiple choice numbered 1 through 4, and you just put the number of the answer that you think is correct. And supposedly the program is going to keep track of it all. It's all automated. I have a little bit of control. I can pause it if we want to discuss some things. But, and then what it'll do is it'll tally all the correct answers and those that got the most correct and announce a winner. So if you're watching the stream and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel and test your aviation knowledge. So we'll see how it goes. This is the first run with it. I picked the option to have ChatGPT come up with the questions. In future ones I might actually research and create our own questions. So we'll see how difficult it is, or even if it'll run. But because there's unfortunately no way to test it, because you have to test it on you have to be streaming for it to work. So this is our test for the flight level challenge trivia game. And if it works out, we'll do it more, and we'll do different things. Maybe have a little contest with prizes. I don't know. There's a lot of options there. Time I have once we get up to cruise. Yeah, we'll start it now. So about 30 minutes. And I want to make sure there's time for us to play with this. So, let's go back in the cabin. Yeah, where did all my people go? All right. Alright guys, so you have 40 seconds for each question, and you can put your answer in the chat, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And it's all automated. how well it's going to work, but so since I didn't create the questions, I'm going to actually play along with you guys just to see how it is. All right, what country is the home of the world's busiest airport? United States, Germany, United Kingdom, or China? I'm going to say it's us. But I could see where you're coming from. Heathrow's a pretty busy airport in the United Kingdom, so got to think about New York, Los Angeles. Those airports get pretty busy. All right, so one thing I think I'm going to do is we're going to make the next question occur just a little faster in future games. So I wonder if I can actually let's move it along, right? I can. All right. So next question. Who was the first country to use an aircraft in war? Wow, I honestly have no idea. So we have World War I, right? Germany? Yeah, I think it's Germany.
We are now starting our in-flight shopping service. Today we highly recommend our special offer. A set of 3 perfumes for the price of 2. We also have a wide selection of other products available for purchase, like souvenirs, cosmetics, and snacks. You can find our shopping catalog
Italy.
in the seat pocket in front of you. We accept card payments as well as cash. Signore e signori, stiamo avviando il nostro servizio di shopping a bordo.
I never would have thought of that. I gotta look that one up now.
Se acquisti 2 profumi avrai uno sconto del 10% sul terzo. Su questo volo consigliamo vivamente le ultime fragranze della nostra collezione.
Well, that's fitting because we're in Italy.
Tasca del sedile di fronte a te. Accettiamo pagamenti con carta e contanti.
So yeah, definitely gonna look that one up. So when we're done with the game, I'm gonna look up. Let's look up Italy, first war plane. Oh wow, 1911. All right, so next question. What is the longest commercial flight route in the world? Well, that's easy to look at. So we'll just... So what's the furthest great circle route? Well, that would be number 2 in my book. Although I could be wrong, guys. You know, pick the one you want. So you have to let me know how this is going for you, because I know there's a delay in the stream, and I don't know if it's working. Nice. One last thing, thank you. What I do like is it definitely fills up the cruise time. We get these couple different games going. We can actually, unless the wife is playing along too. That's awesome. All right, next question in 16 seconds, so you can see that. It's a 4-second delay. All right, next question. Which aircraft has the largest wingspan? I'm gonna say the Anatov, because Stratolaunch I never heard of. That's got to be a troll question. Airbus A380, that is a big plane. Stratolaunch is. I think ChatGPT is playing with us. What? Stratolaunch? No way. What the heck is a Stratolaunch? That is a crazy looking plane. Holy Christ. Is that thing even real? That's got to be the largest plane. Yeah. It's got to be the largest plane in the world. Two planes linked. So what is the maximum speed of the Concorde? I know it went... I'm watching the video after we're done flying. Yeah. I gotta check that plane out. Alright, so Concorde, I'm going to say is 2.0. Yeah, it's a good guess because I've flown the Concorde in the simulator, so I kind of know its stats. Yeah, 2.04. That is one plane I wish I was young enough and rich enough to fly on. That would have been cool. So yeah, so some fixes I think I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to have the questions come in a little faster. Or maybe it's good with the little bit delay that YouTube has, that the questions do take 2 minutes time. I think what I need to do is just pick some a little bit longer routes. Airport has the longest runway in the world. Wow. So we want some high altitude airports. This is going to be my guess. Just going by airport altitude. The reason why you would have a long runway is because it's high up and it takes longer to get up to speed. Bomda Airport. I think it's one of the highest airports in the world. That's a really good question. Where is Quamda? Quamdo. Got disconnected. That one up. Yeah, there's another live stream flight. So, what's the name of the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic? Oh, please. You have to know this one, guys. Aviation Geek, hey yo. Yeah, I'm doing a new thing. I'm doing some trivia in cruise. Oh yes, definitely Amelia Earhart was the first woman to fly across the Atlantic. So we got to find out where Quamdo Bamda Airport is. It's the longest runway. So question 7. Let's see, we have to be able to hurry some things up. Oh, okay, so I can skip to the next question. So I'm going to go to question 8 here. So question 8 is, which country is the birthplace of the Airbus company? Yes. Tibet, China. Yeah, we're going to have to do a flight from there. So Airbus is definitely number 4. So we have 2 fitting ones. We had a question that was Italy. And now we're flying an Airbus, and so I think almost ChatGPT was thinking that almost reading my mind. So let's skip to question 9. The ICAO code for London Heathrow Airport. These are kind of a little bit easy. Well, maybe not for everybody. So we still got time. I got 100 miles to the top of descent. Finagle some things. So let's see what time it is. TC. It's going to be a test to see how fast I can set the plane up for landing. Next question. What is the world's largest passenger airliner? Definitely that one. So yeah, so if I don't have So ChatGPT has actually done a pretty good job at coming up with these questions, but if I put them together, though, I won't be participating because that wouldn't be fair. Yeah, the A380 is a pretty big plane, and it's actually coming to the simulator. Fly-by-wire is supposed to be having a pretty good rendition of the plane. So we'll definitely fly the Airbus A380 when it comes out. So I'm going to move right along because we're running out of distance. Until I have to start coming down. So next question, which aircraft holds the record for the highest altitude reached? Ah, that's a trick question. So I know the answer to this one. To see if we have Bamberg Airport. Yes. So we're gonna go with... Did I answer in time? I was doing some other stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if they have Bamberg Airport. I'm gonna even see if they actually have a maybe a rendition of it in the simulator. So the MiG-25 Foxbat. I kind of knew the answer to that one. I believe it was 130,000 feet, somewhere around there. And the space shuttle is a spacecraft, although they do kind of classify it as both. So that was the trick question. So question 12. What is the main hub for Emirates Airlines? I'm going just knowing where Emirates is at. I'm going to say that. Two more questions left. I'm actually going to move us into the cockpit because I got to start thinking about the plane. I got to start entering my destination data. All right, so question 14. Which aircraft was the first to exceed the speed of sound? It's definitely... MEDAR for Pisa. Oh, Cavalcade, so it's clear. Okay. 10:15. So we'll let the last question run out while I put the data in the computer. Turn it on for the temperature. Yes, one last thing. General Chuck Yeager, October 14th, 1947. It was 14th or 17th. Broke the sound barrier. All right. Question 14. What is the... Oh, that's different. What is the IATA code for Los Angeles? Of course, they made the question easy. Oh, yeah, it's no problem. So the ICAO for Los Angeles would be KLAX. So I've entered the destination data in there, so let's see why. I'm gonna have a little bit of a tailwind, but I'm gonna try for it. It's definitely within limits. All right, last question, guys. So which airline operates the world's longest non-stop flight? Well, we learned from the earlier quiz question. You would think Emirates, because Dubai to New York is pretty far. It's a 10 or 11 hour flight, definitely. One last thing, if you remember, the longest commercial route is Singapore to New York, so that would be Singapore Airlines. It's supposed to tally totally forgot, yeah. So it's supposed to tally everybody's question, but it looks like it has bugged out. Ah, so we're not going to get the winners. We're not starting this over. Ah. It glitched. I'll have to figure out why it glitched. Well, anyway. Yeah, you lost. Well, you kind of it kind of came in the middle. So let's look at a flight plan here. Figure that out. And let's start on down. Probably would help if I actually put a lower altitude in. See, not paying attention, thinking about quizzes. All right. Of course, because it bugged out, we will never know. So let me clear up that. We'll never know. So I think it was a toss-up between One Last Thing and Aviation Geek for the winners. So, I'm glad you guys liked it. It was fun. Definitely going to do that longer. So we're going to definitely going to pick a little longer flight so we can have some more time to play around with cruise, flight level cruise games. So we got to start thinking about our arrival into Pisa. So we're going to intercept the Pisa VOR 5,000 feet. So let's take a look at that. Approaches. Nope. We need San Gusto. The RNAV 22 left. So we intercept the. So I'm not doing an arrival. So we intercept the Pisa VOR at 5,000, and we'll do a right turn to 113 to RP 701, and we stay at 5,000. All the way to RP 703, which is the start in for our approach. So the initial approach fix should be RP 704, yes. So that will be 3,100 feet to intercept the RNAV. So I thought it would be pretty cool because we're going to kind of go around this mountain here and come down in between them. Even though we're going to have a little bit of a tailwind, I think I'm going to keep the approach because the other alternative is just to come in over the Mediterranean. And if you look at our left side, that's the island of Corsica. Just a little tidbit there. Aviation Geek, awesome stream. Thank you very much. Trying to add some more fun elements to the streams. So we intercept at RP 704 at 3,100, and our decision altitude is a barrel ref of 440. Instructions of the cabin crew as we prepare for landing. Thank you. For the LNAV approach. just LNAV? They have a LNAV VNAV?
Signore e signori, come avete sentito dal nostro capitano, stiamo iniziando la nostra discesa verso Pisa. Assicuratevi che le cinture di sicurezza siano allacciate e che lo schienale e il tavolino siano in posizione verticale. Raccoglieremo tutti gli articoli di servizio rimanenti in pochi minuti. Grazie. Ladies and gentlemen, as you heard from our captain, we are starting our descent. Please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened and your seat back and tray table are in the upright position. We will collect any remaining service items in a few minutes. Thank you.
Well, it's a GNSS approach. Yeah, that should give us vertical pathing. Well, we'll see. If not, we'll just hand fly it in. It's just saying LNAV here, but maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Alright, so let's just brief the missed approach. If we have to go around, we'll do as soon as practical, we'll do a right turn joining the radial 309 climbing to 2000, and we'll go to Babnu and hold. Max speed 230. So that's the arrival brief. Io non parlo italiano, aka me no speak Italian. Yeah, I don't speak Italian either. Although AI me made our boarding announcement in Italian. So AI made me speak Italian. Alright, so let's check this out. So we're on path. I'm American, I can barely speak English. I think that's for the most of us. I speak Northeast Pennsylvanian English. They call that coal cracker. So it looks like our pathing's pretty good. I'm okay with our descent. Or as the British would say, proper English. And now, I definitely do not speak Queen's English. So, let's see how far away. 30 miles from Pisa. San Gusto traffic, Atero 676, descending for the RNAV 22 left approach, San Gusto. So we have some company messages. Let's check them out while we're descending. Let's see if real ATC or real ACARs actually start working. I don't know. Nope. So real ACARs didn't work. That's just the I gotta figure that one out. Just not on live stream. So this is our airport here, and we're going to be coming through this valley right in front of us. So we're going to swing out around this mountain. This is getting pretty it's 5,000 or above, because we stay at 5,000, so we can still continue our descent. A319 is a little rocket. The problem with this little rocket is it doesn't like to slow down. And if I don't have enough time, I'm wondering if we're just going to have to make judicious use of my speed brake, I think. It almost looks like we're, I guess it's 3 degrees. See if we can, if I can butter this landing too. If you watch my my Pittsburgh to Atlanta stream, I did my first butter landing in the A319 instead of smashing it into the runway. It was something like 79 feet per minute. So 5,000 or greater, 5,000 or greater. So it still allows a descent path as we come around. It just seems like we're really high though. I'm going to trust the instruments, guys. I'm going to trust the instruments. According to VATSIM radar, there's no traffic in the area, but we'll still make the announcements. So it says we're still good. It says we're good. I don't know. Out. So we make our turn to RP 701. So it's going to tell us we're at, yeah, see, that's not going to give us enough time. To make it to 3,300. So I'm actually going to go down to 3,300. And we're going to slow down here. Are definitely rocket shipping here. San Jose traffic, ITA Air 676 on the RNAV runway 22 left to land. Butter time. Good luck. Thank you. We're gonna need it because I really feel we are pretty high. Definitely really high. Going to do is, guys, we are going to be pilots and we are going to extend our downland. Because we are not going to open descent. So what I'm going to do is, yes, I know, speed breakout, still check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend a downwind. Hopefully not put us into that mountain there. It's a good thing it's cavalcade conditions. And then we're going to go direct. Flaps 1. San Costa traffic, Atero 676, extending your downwind leg, runway 22 left. Alright, so let's get approach mode on. Continue our slowdown. I'm going to go to 180. Just want to let you know, good luck, and we're all counting on you. That's not good. It's not good at all. So how do we look out this way? Because I can't go that way now. We seem to have gotten ourselves into a little pickle. Not a terrible one. Just really glad there is no traffic around. That's what I get for trusting the instruments. I should have trusted my instincts. Alright, I think we're good. Too high. One last thing, too high. So I'm just kind of giving myself some distance. And we're going to turn ourselves back in and go direct. Giving myself some distance and some time to descend. I think we're far enough, we can go direct. Direct 704. Actually, I'm going to go direct 703. Insert. So in the real world, the ATC would have probably vectored me in a box to descend more if I was coming in too high. No, I mean, I didn't have to go any further than I did because we're back on path now. I just needed to do a little box pattern to give myself some distance. to descend to the proper altitude. And now we're good. So that was just some piloting decisions that I made here, because we were just way too high. Probably because the computer... Oh, I don't know. That would be just pure speculation. It's probably because the computer... flaps 2. Let's get some lights on. Because I didn't do an arrival, so I don't know. It said we were on path, but... It wasn't descending us fast enough. Seatbelts could come on. LS. Yeah, we are definitely good. So we're going to come around the other side of this mountain. One last thing, so I didn't know that other planes would play into it. Yes, so if VATSIM was very busy, I would either had to have disconnected or come up with a different plan, especially if it was uncontrolled, depending on the traffic that was going on at the time. Because we would had to maintain separation so it wouldn't collide with another plane. But if traffic was such, because of the winds, I believe we'd be coming in the other direction anyway. Excuse me. I just wanted this mountain approach. Alright, approach could come on. F-lock. Star. So yeah, so we have vertical. It's a FAB is active. Alright, gear can come down. Go flaps 3. The name of the river. So this is that little valley cut that I was talking about. So it looks like it's going to bring us in at an angle, so at some point I'm going to have to go hands. That's why we're 440 feet is our minimum, because it's not a direct in. Alright, let's get situated here. Let's get the flight recorder on.
1,500.
Well, guys, looks like the flight recorder's not working. I don't know why.
Cabin crew, take your seats for landing.
Try reloading it. Pay attention to what's going on here, too. Yep, not working, guys. Alright, I gotta put, I can't mess with it. Flaps full.
1,000.
Speed brake armed. Landing lights are on. That stinks, no replay. Why are we so fast? Oh boy.
1,000.
Tango to traffic, Atero 676, going around. This is why I'm so fast. I'm not messing around with the flight recorder. Okay. Spoiler's arm. If I can keep this configuration. Guys, because this is Flight Simulator, I'm going to do something that's very unprofessional. Unprofessional tactic coming in right now. So the proper procedure would be to do the go around, go out to the missed approach fix, but since we don't have any traffic here, reestablish our approach. Do a completely visual approach. So the one-way direction is so this would be definitely something you would not do, I don't think, in the real world. keeping landing configuration, which is very, very bad. I'm trusting that the auto throttle will maintain my speed. So this approach would be something that you would do in a Cessna or a general aviation approach. So, boys and girls, let's not do this at home, right?
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Terrain check. Sorry, I'm not talking, guys. I'm kind of concentrating a little bit. Alright, looks good. We're on the Pappies. Yeah, we're a little low. Correcting. Down.
40, 30, 20, retard.
191. Well, welcome to San Gusto Airport, Pisa, Italy. Thank you. Actually, sub 200, I'll take it, especially since I hand flew the whole thing. See what a 1.1 passengers barely felt that. That's awesome. I actually would have really loved to have seen a replay of that circuit. I think that would have been awesome. Of course, I missed my announcements. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disconnect from VATSIM before I get in trouble. Not that I would get in trouble, but looks like this taxiway is closed. Well, we've been breaking the rules so far all day, right?
Welcome to Pisa. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Please make sure you have all your personal belongings with you before you leave the aircraft. On behalf of the crew, I would like to thank you for flying with us today. We hope you had a pleasant flight and we look forward to welcoming you on board again soon. Signore e signori, benvenuti a Pisa. Si prega di rimanere seduti con la cintura di sicurezza allacciata finché l'aereo non si è fermato completamente e il segnale della cintura di sicurezza non è stato spento. Assicuratevi di avere con te tutti i vostri effetti personali prima di lasciare l'aereo. A nome dell'equipaggio, grazie per aver volato con noi oggi. Ci auguriamo che abbiate trascorso un volo piacevole e non vediamo l'ora di darvi nuovamente il benvenuto a bordo.
All right, so this is a shared airport with both the Italian military and the terminal. So I'll still make my call even though I'm off VATSIM. San Gusta Airport or San Gusta traffic, Taro 676, back taxi runway 22 right. San Gusta. Actually, it was pretty cool that I actually never, that was my first circuit in an Airbus. So that's pretty cool. Another game for crews could be Hangman. Yes, I gotta see if there is, yeah, like an aviation Hangman. That would be really cool. Alright, so landing lights off. Actually, we're still on the runway, so I'm gonna look into what that program has to offer with different games. I know it has some different stuff to it. Trivia was one thing. I think it had the ability to do polls, but so does Cloudbot, so I don't need that. I think it has some other games on it. But we're definitely going to be playing around with that in cruises now. That was fun. One last thing, another good bid. Thanks. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You guys got to witness first. My first circuit in an Airbus. I actually never did circuits in this thing. And actually it wasn't too bad. So what that means is that we could do some airports that have like circle to land approaches. That'd be fun, especially if we got some real squirrely airport approaches. Do some circle to land in to minimums in like mountainous terrain. That'll be fun. Yeah, the airplane can seriously get away from you, Aviation Geek. I was actually kind of worried, considering the fact that I left it in such a state. You know, I should not have done that in the configuration that it was in. I could have easily put us into a stall. Should have gone to at least flaps 2 and 180 and done a wider circuit. That would have been more real, more real world. In the real world, we never would have done that in that way, but it, you know, it's a simulator, so try some stuff. But I definitely should have gone to flaps 2, gear up. I left the gear down, flaps and landing configuration. Yeah. Alright, now lights can come off. And we'll put the APU on. We'll head over to our gate. But that was so smooth that if I had real world passengers, I don't think they would have realized what was going wrong. Pardon me. But yeah, definitely probably an illegal maneuver as far as commercial airline operations go. I think you're right, Aviation Geek. I think you're right. That looks like a good gate right there. Parking brake on. APU bleed. And engines can come off.
The boarding requested.
too far away for the.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Goodbye.
Well, let's see here. Alright guys, welcome to San Gusto. This was a really cool stream. I really think it. So if people sleep on an A319 flight personally, I would be saying, Captain, I'm in
We have arrived at the
18A
gate.
if you need me.
Please remember to take all your personal belongings with you. Have a great day. Le porte verranno aperte a breve. Ricordatevi di portare con voi tutti I vostri effetti personali. Assicuratevi di avere tutto ciò che
Passengers
avete
get off
portato
the
a
plane
bordo.
and exit
Grazie.
slowly. We have arrived. Yes, sir. Well, that was a fun stream, guys. I really did enjoy it. I think we're going to be doing more of that, of those games and crews, and we'll be doing some other stuff just to fill in the time. Plus, we're going to be doing maybe some longer flights too, since we have stuff to fill in the cruise. And I just saw on Discord that the PC-12 SimWorks Studios just dropped their much-awaited update. So I'm going to probably tomorrow afternoon do another live stream with the updated PC-12 and see how that's going. So guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like the video. Likes are much appreciated. And also, if you like the content and want to see more of it, please hit the please subscribe to the channel. And you'll get notifications that when I go live and when I drop videos and do some more fun things. So thanks for watching. You guys have been great. On to the next one. Blue skies, smooth landings. See ya.